Okay, so in this week's video, we're going to be talking about alveolar sounds. The reason they're called alveolar sounds is because we're using this part of our mouth. So these are your top front teeth. If you run your tongue from the back of your teeth up to this area, you'll feel a little ridge, kind of a bump that sticks out. So that is your alveolar ridge. And the way we make these alveolar sounds is, this is our tongue here. So we take our tongue, we put the tip of it up against the alveolar ridge, and that's how the sounds are produced. So the letters we're going to take a look at here are the letters. The first one is D. So D, as in the English word dog. D for dog. So we're taking the tip of our tongue, putting against the alveolar ridge, makes the D sound. The next letter is T, and that's like the word tattoo in English. So we're making a T sound. T. The next letter is the letter T, but it has an apostrophe sitting on top of it. So this is what we call a glottal stop. So this is our glottis here. The glottis is the opening between your vocal cords. So what this apostrophe tells us is that we make this T sound, but before we do that, we close our vocal cords. And then we put the tip of our tongue against our alveolar ridge, and then we release the sound a little bit more forcefully than we would with a regular T. So regular T just sounds like T. A glottalized T sounds like T. We're closing our vocal cords and then letting the sound out as we take the tip of our tongue away from our alveolar ridge. So it sounds like T. There's no English equivalent for it, but it's basically the T in tattoo with more force behind it. We also have the letter N, as in the English word now. And we also have an N with the apostrophe over top of it. So this acts the same way as it does with the T. We're closing our vocal cords and then releasing that N sound. So in the next stage of videos that I'll be recording, when I look at xa'isla words, we'll take a look at how this sounds a little bit different than the regular English N, depending on where it is. Sometimes they can sound exactly like the regular N. Other times you'll hear a stop in front of it. That's usually in the middle of a word. And again, there's no English equivalent for this. So just think of the word now. Sometimes it's just like the regular N in English. Sometimes there's a little stop before it where you're kind of holding your breath. You're closing your glottis before you say that sound. So those are alveolar sounds. Wah.